Amazing. Khabib come here, change the energy of the whole camp. It become like, it's like the army here, it's military. Everybody on time, everybody training good. We having fun, enjoy.
И взять, убрать в сторону борьбу. Мое мнение, что Ислам даже чисто в боксе перебьет, в тайском боксе. Нету таких аспектов, где Ислам ему уступает.
As the countdown to UFC 330 continues, Islam Makhachev is leaving nothing to chance ahead of his highly anticipated clash with Ian Garry. With the stakes higher than ever, the champion remains locked in on the task ahead.
Мне комфортно находиться в этом зале, что мне приятно вообще проводить время с этими пацанами.
To prepare, Makhachev continues to sharpen his elite grappling ahead of the upcoming showdown. Day after day, every training session is dedicated to refining one of the most dominant aspects of his game.
Просто оттягивай, сползай, 5 минут.
With every session bringing him closer to fight night, Islam says his camp is exactly where he wants it to be. Makhachev believes the work already completed has put him in the ideal position heading into UFC 330.
Потому что уже, смысла нету делать тяжелые тренировки. Это тебе уже не поможет. Надо вспоминать свои такие заготовки и больше их отрабатывать. То, что мы и делаем сегодня. В понедельник всю тренировку мы делали отработки. Осталось подогнать вес, и думаю, мы готовы, иншаллах.
Makhachev's striking coach, Magomed Bagandov, is confident Islam holds the upper hand even if the fight stays standing. He feels Makhachev has the sharper boxing and doesn't see any area in the striking game where his opponent clearly outmatches him.
Не уступает ему. Он не будет лишние удары, если тактически, если не обдуманно, и будет бросаться. В этом плане
Zainuko Magomed, a former Muay Thai world champion, also praised Islam Makhachev's preparation, highlighting the work behind his training camp. He noted that Makhachev focused on improving his conditioning and striking while maintaining the elite wrestling foundation that has been central to his success.
Кемп прошел очень хорошо. Мы до этого месяц были в Кисловодске, высоко в горах, выносливо на функционалку работали. И за месяц приехали в Америку и делали спарринги. Ислам очень сильно набрал стойку и в борьбе, борьба-то у него всегда грэпплинг, все хорошо было.
At the same time, Joe Rogan emphasized the qualities that have made Islam Makhachev one of the most difficult fighters to deal with. He pointed to Makhachev's elite wrestling background, physical strength, and years of grappling experience as the foundation of his dominance, while also highlighting his ability to turn positional control into dangerous submission finishes.
Sort of elite grappling strength that comes from decades of throwing human bodies around.
Yeah.
There's a thing about that. Like here, his Demetrius Johnson says, I felt it, I know. Fucking Max Holloway just texted me, how strong is that Darce? Like that's a sick Darce. Islam is elite.
Yeah.
He's elite when it comes to like strangling people. So is Ilia Topuria. He's got a nasty Darce too.
However, Michael Bisping highlighted the contrast between the two fighters, explaining that Islam Makhachev's greatest advantage would come if he could bring the fight into his world of grappling. At the same time, Bisping pointed out that Ian Machado Garry's size, reach, and movement could make him a difficult target, allowing him to control the pace from the outside. Still, he believed avoiding Makhachev's pressure for the entire fight would be a major challenge.
The record of Islam Makhachev is 28 wins and 1 loss, with 18 stoppages. And of course, if he can get a hold of Ian Garry and take him down, yeah, it's probably going to be easy. Ian will struggle to get back to his feet, and I don't think he can match Islam in terms of jiu-jitsu or submission grappling, okay? But it's the style that Ian Garry has. It is the length and the reach that he has, and it is his ability to silence out the crowd and not give a damn if you people are booing. If everyone in the arena is throwing their popcorn and the drinks and going, boo, this is garbage, because all Ian Garry is doing is dancing around, popping the jab, throwing the right hand, using push kicks to keep Islam away, he won't care, because on paper or according to the judges, he's winning the fight, and his job is to win the fight and become the welterweight champion of the world. But of course, it ain't gonna be easy. Islam's gonna go forward. I'm just saying.
Michael Bisping believes many fans are overlooking Ian Machado Garry's chances against Islam Makhachev. While acknowledging Makhachev's status as one of the best fighters in MMA, Bisping argued that Garry has already proven himself against elite competition and possesses the all-around skill set to make this a far more competitive fight than many expect.
Islam Makhachev is the GOAT. He's gonna take him down. The man's Irish. They don't wrestle in Ireland, for crying out loud. Well, guess what? He's a well-rounded mixed martial artist. He's 17-1. He had a very, very close fight with Shavkat Rakhmonov. Ended the fight threatening the rear naked choke. He beat the former champion, Belal Muhammad, that wrestled the life out of Leon Edwards, okay? So this is a real fight. Before you start to think that this is just going to be one-way traffic, I'm telling you, this is going to be a lot tougher than what you think.
Sharing a similar perspective, Khabib Nurmagomedov described Ian Garry as a difficult stylistic matchup because of his height, reach, and ability to fight effectively from long range. Nurmagomedov believed the key for Islam Makhachev would be to close the distance, neutralize Garry's movement, and force the fight into grappling exchanges where he could dictate the action.
Вместе, стилистический возраст, это все, я считаю, что будет тяжелый бой. Ну, нелегкий бой. Ну, я всегда их готовлю к тяжелому бою. И Умара, и Усмана, и Ислама. Я им всегда говорю, на вас, ребята, настраиваются по-другому. На вас, ребята, настраиваются вообще по-другому. Это всегда так бывает. Если они готовились бы на условно там на Пратиса или Моралеса, они бы готовились по-другому.
Turning the focus toward Ian Garry's preparation, Ian Garry is working hard ahead of the biggest fight of his career. The Irish contender wants to deliver his best performance on fight night.
I'm fighting the scariest man in the division in the December 7th. Everyone in the world thinks the guy's the boogeyman in the division. I'm going to go out there on December 7th and shock everyone else's world, because in my world, I'm going to beat him. It's cool, but I try. It doesn't mean anything to me. For me, it's always a grind. It's train, fight, learn, grow, evolve, fight, do it again.
Addressing the pressure of championship expectations, Ian insisted that a true champion must step up against anyone the UFC puts in front of them. Garry made it clear that the specific opponent had never altered his approach, doubling down on a mindset defined by accepting every single challenge.
When I think about that championship mentality of needing to fight anyone on any given day, depending on who the fans want to see you against, depending on who the UFC want you against, I don't care who I'm fighting as long as I'm fighting.
Heading into the matchup with Makhachev, Ian Garry acknowledged Islam's status as one of the best fighters of his generation, but remained confident in his own abilities. He believed he had what it took to dethrone the champion, end his remarkable run, and leave his mark as the fighter who stopped history in its tracks.
First things first, I don't believe Islam is afraid of anybody. I think he's absolutely one of the best fighters of this generation. I think he knows it. Everybody else knows it. We all respect him. I have nothing but love and respect for him. I've said this multiple times. Nothing changes because he's my opponent. I don't care if he's an internationally recognized master of Sambo or not. I'm going to bounce him on his skull. I'm going to take his title. I'm going to take his throne. And I'm going to finish that consecutive win streak. And I'll always be the guy that stopped history from happening.
MMA Guru also highlighted Ian Garry's mindset as one of his biggest strengths heading into the fight. He believed the Irish contender carried unwavering self-belief and was fully convinced he could upset Islam Makhachev. In Guru's view, that level of confidence was exactly what a fighter needed when stepping into the biggest opportunity of his career.
Makhachev shouldn't even be in there with him. Like, that's the energy as a contender he's going to have. Go for it, Schmidt.
That's just where I get nervous, because if Islam, what happens if Islam just smothers Garry?
And it's definitely possible.
However, MMA Guru also explained why he viewed this matchup differently from Islam Makhachev's previous challenges. While he had supported Makhachev in past fights, he pointed to Dagestan's demanding training culture and history of producing elite fighters as major reasons behind his continued belief in the champion.
I know I picked Makhachev to win his fights, but I didn't think he'd win this one. You kind of just need to see it coming these days, man. These guys have been doing it since 2 years old in MMA training, basically, with Sambo. And inbreeding gives you stronger grip strength, guys. You know that's where this went down. And it's different grip. It is different. It's special grip that they have. Different grip strength, man.
Meanwhile, Chael Sonnen highlighted Ian Machado Garry's continued growth, explaining that the Irish contender appears to improve and expand his skill set with every fight. However, Sonnen also emphasized the challenge of facing Islam Makhachev, describing the champion as one of the toughest opponents in the sport because of his ability to create problems everywhere and change the direction of a fight instantly.
Garry is an outlier who's getting better. In theory, the Islam match is a very bad matchup for Garry. It's a bad matchup for everybody. So do you want to play that card right now? And if you don't play the card, who do you put him with? Like, Garry could get knocked off at any point. Blahal could have knocked him off. Protas could have knocked him off, right? I mean, it's iron on top of iron. That's why you take the chances that you can get when you can get them.
Breaking down the challenge from Islam's perspective, Khabib Nurmagomedov explained that Ian Garry presents a rare challenge because of his size, movement, and overall style. Believed Islam Makhachev's best approach would be to close the distance, force grappling exchanges, and control the fight on the mat, arguing that this offered the clearest route to victory.
Тренинг кемп. Почему? Потому что надо такого соперника найти.
Да?
Да, который будет вот так же бегать, вот так же.
Таких немного,
ногами, да? Немного. Особенно в этом весе их немного. Если даже таких находить, он будет уже в большом весе. Именно у спарринг-партнера. И сам бой тоже будет. Это мое личное мнение.
А тактически вот вы за сколько начинаете готовиться?
Вот как только соперника дает.
То есть когда соперника объявляют, уже сразу начинается подготовка?
Да, я считаю, что ничего не надо тактически менять, надо прижиматься.
От себя, да, именно отталкиваться?
Да, надо... Не, я имею в виду тактику, там нечего менять. Надо за ним бегать, собирать его, валить, и там уже его...
Ну, навязывать, в общем, свое...
Как я тебе вначале сказал про Макашка.
Да.
Islam's coach, Javier Mendez, also acknowledged Ian Garry as a legitimate top contender, pointing to his impressive win over Carlos Prates as evidence of his high-level ability. Even so, Mendez believed Islam Makhachev held the edge because of his well-rounded skill set, explaining that his ability to blend striking with grappling made him an exceptionally dangerous and complete champion.
I respect him. He's a really, really good fighter. He's #1 for a reason. I mean, come on, he stopped Carlos Prates, you know, for God's sake. So he's good, man. He's real good. You can't underestimate him by any means. In Islam's case, he actually is one of the very few people that can do whatever he wants. We've been saying that about him forever. He's a great striker. He's a great jiu-jitsu guy. He's great on the ground. He's great at judo. I mean, he's got the whole everything. He's got everything, so he can do whatever he wants. So he's a hard person to figure out, because how do you fight him? Oh, we're gonna take him to the ground. Okay, then now you gotta deal with this stand-up. Oh, you know, we're gonna deal with this stand-up. Well, now you gotta deal with these takedowns. I mean, he's so difficult to prepare for. You know, and with Islam, we just prepare him for anybody and anybody. So it doesn't matter what style, he can fight any style. That's why I've always said we can change Islam from minute to minute, second to second on how he fights, because he's that good everywhere. You know, and he's one of the only ones that I can say that.
On the other side, Arman Tsarukyan backed Islam Makhachev to come out on top, believing the champion had the tools to find a submission finish. Although Tsarukyan acknowledged that Ian Machado Garry's takedown defense had received positive reviews and that he still needed a deeper look at his overall game, he maintained that stopping Makhachev's grappling remains one of the most difficult tasks in MMA.
I got Islam.
How?
It's a tough fight. I think it's a submission.
Submission.
But I gotta rewatch Ian Garry's fight, because I don't know him very well. People saying like he has a good takedown defense.
Yeah. So we'll rewatch and come back to that.
So because I know everything in my division.
Yeah.
But I don't know a lot of people in 170, so I cannot say. But like Islam, right now he's the best, so it's a little bit hard to beat him.
Adding to the discussion, Jed Meshew also dismissed the idea that Ian Machado Garry would stop Islam Makhachev, arguing that the champion had consistently proven too skilled and too resilient to be finished. While he respected Garry's confidence, was far easier to predict than to accomplish.
Not impossible. I think it is unlikely and foolish to think that Ian Machado Garry is going to finish Makhachev. He could win this fight. He could finish him. I just find that unlikely. But you know, he's a fighter. He has confidence. He's saying what he's going to do here. And I think in a perfect world, he probably would like it to play out like that, where he looks dominant and then finishes him, because that is like the best sort of performance you can have, is to really kick the shit out of somebody and then put them down at the end. I don't think that's remotely what's going to happen in that fight, though.
Meanwhile, Sean O'Malley viewed the matchup from a different angle, describing it as a fascinating clash between two fighters with very different styles and backgrounds. He praised Garry's confidence, while acknowledging that Makhachev faces a difficult challenge due to Garry's size, movement, and physical advantages. O'Malley also questioned whether the champion could match the hunger of a challenger chasing the biggest win of his career.
Ian Garry is reminding us of a young Conor McGregor. He believes he's going to go in there. He believes he's going to... And in Islam saying that Ian's going to dance around. I think Islam knows this is a tough fight. I think Islam is aware of how hard it's going to be to get a hold of Ian. Ian's long. He's sharp. He's fast. He's focused. He wants this more than he wants oxygen in his lungs. That's how bad he wants it. Islam's been at the top, moved up, won the belt, champ. How much more does he want it? He can't go out there and lose, but does he want it as bad as Ian Garry?
You got to kill Islam to beat Islam. You got to kill him. And
I don't think so. I think you can beat him in a decision.
Meanwhile, sharing his thoughts on the matchup, Usman Nurmagomedov acknowledged Ian Machado Garry as a legitimate threat, praising his skills and the challenge he could bring against Islam Makhachev. However, Usman believed Makhachev's complete skill set would be the deciding factor, pointing to his wrestling, grappling, and ability to control the pace of a fight. While expecting Garry to make things difficult, he remained confident that Makhachev could impose his style in any area of the contest.
Ian can do anything to challenge him, or do you see this as a pretty dominant fight for him?
Ian Garry is a top guy, and of course he can do something, but I think Islam gonna be prepared for everything, you know, like striking, grappling, wrestling. We know Ian Garry, he have like a problem with wrestling, with grappling. Like Islam have a very good control in the ground and very good wrestling, how to take the guy to on the ground, you know, like and he have like good striking. No, very good fight. My opinion is gonna be huge fight. We'll see.
Adding another layer to the breakdown, Big John McCarthy highlighted Ian Garry's speed, mobility, and ability to stay active as potential advantages in the matchup. At the same time, McCarthy emphasized that Islam Makhachev's striking is often overlooked, pointing out that the champion has developed into a well-rounded striker with sharp combinations and effective kicks.
He's good. He is a talented fighter. He's got good hands. He's got great movement. And it's the one thing when you're looking at that he has, his ability to move in the cage and utilize his footwork, he can give people a lot of problems. Here's the, when you look at the whole thing, he's faster than Islam. He's got faster hands. He is a faster fighter. So that's an advantage that he has. Islam does not get the credit in his stand-up that he deserves. His stand-up is absolutely solid. He's got great kicks. His left kick up high is good. He'll bring it to the leg. And the real difference I see here, if you're going to look at it, Islam is going to be the shorter fighter, which is unusual for him because he's usually a little bit taller than everyone.
Similarly, Kenny Florian focused on Ian Machado Garry's movement as one of his biggest weapons, explaining that his ability to stay mobile and fight from long range could create challenges for Islam Makhachev. Florian believed Garry's height and reach could help him find success from the outside, but he also warned that once Makhachev gets inside and turns the fight into a close-range battle, the advantage could quickly shift in the champion's favor.
I'm a great striker, and I think what makes Ian Garry Machado so interesting is the fact that his striking is all predicated off of his footwork. And that is the key to success against someone like Islam Makhachev, who's trying to get into that clinch position. And it's one thing to be able to strike. It's another thing to be able to strike and move. And Ian does that extremely well. He's going to have to be on his bike repeatedly. And it's further complicated for Islam Makhachev because of that length that you talked about as well, Ray. This is a guy who's what, like 6'3", 170 pounds. Yeah. He can use those long-range weapons, be it the teep down the middle or the kicks upstairs or those long jabs, to keep Islam frustrated and maybe force him into some bad shots. Now, if Islam is able to get to that clinch and find a way to get on the inside, then, you know, I think he has his way with Ian Machado Garry.
Adding to that analysis, Pedisi Carroll acknowledged that Islam Makhachev entered the matchup as the favorite and one of the most complete fighters in MMA. He believed Ian Machado Garry had the skill set to create problems, especially with his movement, range control, and ability to dictate the fight from a distance, but insisted that Gary's chances should not be overlooked.
Do you fancy his chances, PT?
I think he has a chance, absolutely. I think, look, Islam's the best fighter in the world. It's a huge task. He'll test Ian in a way that we thought Bilal would, and he didn't. Yeah, so I'm interested to see how it plays out, but I think Ian can have a lot of success if he sticks to his long range on the outside. Absolutely. Like, you know, we've seen him do this time and time again. It's just a different beast across the cage from, understandably, Islam is the favorite, but absolutely wouldn't rule Ian Garry out.
Islam Makhachev and Ian Machado Garry are ready for a major showdown between elite grappling and high-level striking. Makhachev looks to continue his dominance, while Garry aims to pull off the biggest win of his career. Who wins this fight? Share your prediction in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more UFC content.